someone to tell her that it's going to be okay. And like you said, this is fundamental. And if you don't have parents that support that, this is where Prøject Wøman can come in, or there's other platforms out there where you can find the support that you need. I look at the triangle of hormonal health when I look at women's hormones, and we're looking at blood sugars. So we're looking at balancing the diet, because this will have a massive impact on her emotional output, release and expression. And so blood sugars will also impact her stress response. If she is stressed out, this is going to impact how she has her period. And then we want to look at the sex hormones. So you can see this triangle going on. But making sure that she has the right food is paramount. Now, there's a lot of confusion about what is a great diet and what is not. Young women, we need to make sure we're getting that protein in. So if a young girl is having a pot of porridge first thing in the morning with loads of fruit, and what she's effectively eating is a bowl of sugar, that is going to send her blood sugars skyrocketing, which is then going to have an impact on her stress response, because it starts to create, if that's what you're having every morning, you start to create a stress response, which then impacts your menstrual cycle, all from what you're eating. If you've got external factors outside causing stress, such as exams and school, you know, what does someone need when they are in an environment that creates that? Well, they need an environment that supports them in expressing that stress, a place where they can come and tell someone how they're feeling. This triangle is just a circle. It goes round and round and round. So for any young girl that is coming on her bleed, if you're experiencing pain, sometimes this can be normal, but that doesn't make you feel any better. So what we tend to look at is supplementation. Now, what tends to happen is that we are deficient in many. So for a young girl, it's really good to get her, especially if it has magnesium and zinc and omega-3 in it. These are really great supplements for a young girl to be taking. You know, they've been shown to support many symptoms such as PMT, even down to PCOS, but this is very, very tailored. So supplementation can be very beneficial. Food and that environment. But again, this can be, like you say, if you're not getting that support at home, where can you get it from? And if you're not getting it from home, your home life will always, well, not always, but your home life can really impact the way that you perceive the world and how you can ask for that help. Because if you can't ask for it at home, how do you ask for it outside?
Yeah. It can be difficult, but and the thing you said there about food, it's always going to be difficult with a 13, 14-year-old girl. That's, you know, it's, you must eat 5 a day. That ain't going to happen. But the supplement thing is a really good thing, because I think my wife got some women vitamin things from my daughter, so I think that's, you know, helped. And like you saying, it's taking that stress out, especially around that time, because it's, like you say, she's so stressed, and if you're at school and you know you can't speak to a teacher, that just adds to the stress. So
I think as parents, though, one of the best things that I've ever heard, and which I know of, is when your child starts her period, the parent goes into the school and has a conversation with the teacher as to how you want your child looked after. So if she comes on her bleed in class and she's feeling very self-conscious, she's in a lot of pain, you can really notice a difference, then you ask her if she wants to come home.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because no learning is going to take place if that child is feeling all of those feelings.
Yeah, definitely. That's really good points. Really good point. So, what with the you've got the Prøject Wøman and all that kind of thing. What is the main goal is to educate women and to get them to sort of a place where you were when you realised that actually there are things that you can do to make yourself feel better, because I think that has got to be the biggest thing. A high percentage of women are just doing the day-to-day things, work, and it's just, you know, without any thought that actually I can impact you know, what's going on here. Is that what Project Woman's all about?
Absolutely. Educate, elevate, and inspire. You know, our health it can be an adventure. And what I notice so often when as we mature like a very fine wine, is that we start to take life so seriously because we've got so much to do, or we believe that there's so much to do, or we believe that it's not good enough what we're doing. And so it all becomes very serious. I want to crack that. I want women to understand that again, like I said before, your health is a platform for your success. And it can be enjoyable and it can be fun. And when you understand what your body needs, oh my goodness, you are one confident, awesome woman. Changes the way that you communicate, changes the way that you feel about life. Just fantastic. And this is what we stand for in Prøject Wøman.
Yeah, and it will save a lot of relationships, like we said earlier, because, you know, like you said, when you found out and you came back, I bet it was like a new relationship with your husband, wasn't it? I bet he was like, God, it's a new you. I bet he couldn't believe it, could he?
Do you know what? We went for a run, him and I, and as we was running, I had to, as part of the coursework, he had to write a testimonial about me, about how I changed when I come back. And I said, "Oh, so you've got to do this testimonial for me." And he went, what do you want me to write? Or what do I have to write? And I just went, "You'll figure it out." And he went, "That was it." He went, "That was it." He said, "Because usually I'd ask that and you go, 'For fuck's sake, Nick, do I have to think of everything? For God's sake, give me the paper, give me the pen, I'll write it down for you. Look there." That was it. That was the change of view.
Yeah.
The anger, the defensiveness, the having to do everything, the control. He said, "That was it, gone. You'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out."
Yeah, it is. It's sweating this. It's the good old saying, sweating the small stuff, isn't it? Because we have that. Like my wife, we'll have a conversation, and she'll say, "Can you?" And I'll be thinking, right, I'm going to ask her to do something. Now, what I tend to do is think, well, actually, can I do it? So I'm not giving it to her, giving her more stress. I'll still, you know, but I'm like, I'll just hesitate, and I'll be like, no, I can do that. I'll pick the phone up. I'll do it. You don't need to do it. You know.
Oh, you're the modern man, aren't you? Lovely,
you know, I'm still by no means perfect. By no means perfect, but I think it's having that awareness, isn't it? Both of you having that awareness. But women, let's be honest, women take on a lot. The majority of women in a household take on the responsibility of a lot of things. And a man sometimes is a bit like, well, if she's going to take it on, I'm not going to argue.
You know what though? We've all got our issues, and we've all got these genres that we kind of just fall into when it comes to being male and female. You know, and we now realise that men suffer so much with their mental health because you don't have a space to tell people how you really feel. And this is what I said earlier about bringing the communication together. I honestly believe that when a woman understands her health needs, when a man understands their health needs, the communication becomes less frantic, it's less emotional. You know what I mean? It's less emotional. So I can tell you how I'm feeling without blaming you for how I'm feeling. I don't want to do that. I don't want. That's what I see the next generation as being able to do.
Yeah, and we jump off, and when we feel like that, we tend to jump off the deep end as well, which again causes friction. You know, because you're just having a go all the time. So, what's the future then for Prøject Wøman? What are you hoping to do? I mean, how long have you been doing this now?
So Prøject Wøman was formed just at the start of COVID. So there's been many pivots, many pivots. But we are now a platform that we have a free part of the membership, which anyone is able to join. And then we have a paid for section of the membership where you get so much great content in regards to movement for exercise, movement for emotions. There's workshops and talks and podcasts and just great conversations going on. And we're looking to bring the Prøject Wøman on tour in person starting from September, which will be going around the country with, again, just a great day of conversation, movement, health, well-being, inspiration, where we bring great women together. And it's about bringing those women together throughout all evolutionary phases, menstruation, perimenopause and menopause, because that's where the power and the knowledge is.
Yeah, it's getting that message out there, isn't it? I mean, just by having the conversation that we've had this morning, you know, if just a few women can listen to that and it helps, I guess that's what you're doing, is spreading. Oh, hey up, spreading the message.
This is Autumn. You say hello.
Oh, what beautiful name, Autumn. You've got all this to come, Autumn. All this to come. Okay. Anyway, I always ask my guests for a bit of advice. It could be a bit of advice you've given or you've been given. Is there any advice you could think you could?
Well, from both points of view, if you're in a relationship with a man and a woman, you know, if you can see your partner, who is the female, is starting to struggle, she's starting to lose it a little bit, there's a change going on, perhaps you've noticed her libido's dropped, perhaps you can see that there's a bit of weight gain going on, she's just feeling a little bit more emotional, but she's not opening up to you, you know, perhaps you can open that conversation and say, I can see that you're struggling. Don't start with the weight gain, obviously. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
And just give her an opportunity to open up to you, you know. And then for that woman that is going through and can feel these changes, it's as simple as that your hormones just need something different. It's not that you have to do more. It's not that you have to be more. You just need to find out where you are in your health. Whether that is, you know, if you're still menstruating, your experiences in symptoms, you don't have to put up with them. If you're perimenopausal and you're feeling symptoms, again, you don't have to put up with them. If you're menopausal, you don't have to put up with them. There is so much now that we can do to mitigate these symptoms. And they mainly come from stress. But stress is very diverse. You know, we have stress from eating foods that don't agree with us. We have stress from the many chemicals that are out there now. We've got stress from relationships. So it's finding that someone, which, again, this is what I support women through so much, especially in regards to one-to-one sessions, is to understand where this stress is coming from, to mitigate that stress, and then move on. It's as simple as that. You don't have to endure.